There comes a time, somewhere after 50, when you realize home isn't just about where you live. It's about how you live. It's about who you're becoming and what you're ready to make space for. I'm Juli Ford, real estate expert and longtime wellness coach, and someone who's lived in a multi-generational home for the past decade while reinventing my life and my business. And this is Home After 50, a podcast about what it really means to find, shape, and come home to a new season, to a new home, to a new version of yourself. Whether you're thinking about upsizing, downsizing, moving in with family, or just asking bigger questions about what's next, you're in the right place. Each episode, I will share stories, insights, and real strategies for women redefining home and life on their own terms. Because after 50, home isn't just a place, it's a calling. And this time, it's yours. Welcome back to Home After 50. Today, I want to talk with you about support teams. So many women who I speak to and who I know listen to this podcast and who I encounter in both my personal and my work life are in the middle of life. And I mean that in so many ways. Some of us are in the middle of our families, supporting both aging parents and young kids or adult kids. Some of us are in the middle of our lifespan, or maybe we like to think we're in the middle, but at 56, obviously I'm past the middle. But the middle meaning like the thick of it, right? You're surrounded by both responsibilities and caretaking, whether you have children or not. And there's a lot that falls on our shoulders. So whether you're caring for friends, for family, I do find that some of my dearest friends who are around my age and don't have children are the caretakers for many members of their family and extended family and their friend groups. Whether that's you in the middle of your family, in the middle of your friends, in the middle of your career, in the middle of your life, in the middle of your home, we all need support. And I find that women are sometimes still reluctant to ask for it. So without sharing any personal details, I want to share a little bit of a story of a new client who I met with a couple of times over the past week. And just because I admire her so much for not just what she's doing for her family, but also for the way she's reached out for support. So I won't give any details. This is her, private story, but she reached out to me because she got to know me online. I think it was Facebook. She'd been following me for a few months and she's in the middle of it. She has teenagers and kids in their 20s. She has aging parents with health problems. She even has siblings that need some support. And she is really, I can see the hub of her family. She is someone with a huge heart and so much to give and so much to offer, and the capacity, I believe, to really care for so many people at the same time. And yet she shared with me that the reason she reached out, but that it took her a few months to reach out, was that she'd been trying to figure it out on her own. She'd been trying to figure out how to create this multi-generational home to hold so many people in her life that need her support, and realized that the way she put it was she was doom scrolling, looking for the perfect home, looking for the perfect solution over and over again until she realized, I need help. I need to reach out for support. And that's when she reached out to me. She happens to not be in my local area, so I was able to start building a team with her, connecting her with real estate agents in her area. And we're going to all work together to help her through this process, because when you're building a multi-generational home, and I'm going to talk about more than multi-gen living on this episode, but when you're building a multi-generational home, there are so many things to think about. It's not just about the house. It's not just about finding a place with 2 kitchens or 2 primary suites or a separate in-law apartment. And it's not even just about the personalities and expectations and agreements of everyone coming into this space together. There are so many financial aspects to consider, so many legal aspects to consider. So you really need to make sure that you have a team of support. That could be real estate agents. It could be a certified senior advisor, someone to help with the needs that your parents have as they're aging. It could be a care manager for your parents. You should have a financial advisor. You should have an estate attorney who's working on the legal sides of the arrangements. Everyone should have a will and a healthcare proxy and some end of life planning and a power of attorney. Like there are so many things to consider that it can be really overwhelming, and you can begin to feel like a deer in the headlights and just feel completely stuck with how to manage this process. But there is help available. There are teams of support available. And I was just so impressed with this woman who, stopped I think the track that was going through her mind was that because she's such a capable person and such a caring person, that she could figure it out all by herself. And could she? Sure, she probably could have, but she recognized that bringing in support would be so much more effective and feel so much better for her. And we can really do this in any part of our life. And it doesn't always have to be professional support, it can be personal support. I don't know why we, as women in the middle of our lives, feel such a sense of pride sometimes in figuring out everything by ourselves. I know I'm guilty of it. I've been guilty of it many times over and over in my life. We feel proud of ourselves when we figure something out. We feel independent and free and capable. But at the same time, we really risk burning out when we take it all on ourselves, especially a complex situation like supporting your aging parents or like moving into a multi-generational home with your family. I've been thinking a lot about how to contextualize this and how to put this conversation around support in the middle of our lives into a framework that can really be applied to any situation. So whether you're considering a multi-generational home, whether you're supporting aging parents, whether you are helping with your adult kids, or whether you're the support person for the extended family in your life, or maybe for your aging friends who have no children. And I've come up with something that I would like to introduce to you today called the Roots Framework. I am going to go through it with you. It's still something that I'm working on. I'm fleshing this out a little bit, and I would love your feedback on it. And if you decide to try to apply some of this to your life, I'd love to know what you think about it. So, the Roots Framework is about building a life that supports you, not just everyone else. So this isn't about not caring for other people in your life, but about creating a strong foundation, deep roots of self-care. It's an acronym. R stands for Resources for Daily Life. So what are things that you could bring into your life that would help bring more ease, more clarity, more flow to your life? So one thing might be a cleaning service or a grocery delivery. These are two things that I actually do. I have a cleaning service once a month. It's enough so that I can keep up with things in between. So it's not very costly having it once a week, but it's enough that it keeps the house running more smoothly and I don't have to do that deep cleaning. And it's my favorite day of the month, actually, when the cleaning people come. I also do grocery delivery sometimes, not all the time, but I love to use Instacart when I just am having a busy work day and I want to quickly get some groceries. You could think of meal planning tools, subscription boxes, a system for organizing your calendar, your finances, your medical records. Like, what are the resources for daily life that you could delegate out just a little bit of the tasks that are on your plate and help bring a little bit more ease and flow? So that's the R, resources for daily life. Now, the first O is for ongoing wellness support. You can't pour from an empty cup. So who's on your wellness team? Is it a primary care doctor who actually listens to you? Is it a therapist, a coach? Maybe it's a women's circle where you can speak freely. Do you have movement or bodywork practitioners, maybe a massage therapist, a yoga teacher, a Pilates teacher that support your energy and your vitality? Maybe it's a functional medicine practitioner or holistic provider or an acupuncturist. Whatever works for you and helps you support your body and your nervous system, that can be a part of your ongoing wellness support. The second O in Roots is for open-hearted relationships. So who are your inner circle people? Who are the people who really love the real you and have no expectations of you, just really want to be there to support you? The friends you can call when you're crying in the car, the women who remind you of who you really are when you forget, your mentors, your soul sisters, those people that you can reach out to that are really there for your growth as a person and to just accept you completely as you are. It could be family members that respect your boundaries, but for many of us, it's chosen relationships that are really these open-hearted relationships that don't rely on us for caring for them except for as a friend. And sometimes I think we can limit our circle when we're caring for so many people and neglect building those open-hearted relationships and friendships that are purely there for the love of being there for one another and enjoying each other. The T in Roots is for thought partners. So I love this part because I think every woman needs people who help her think and dream and act with clarity. And this can be a professional, like a life or a business coach. It can be a financial advisor or a planner. It could also be a friend. I know I have a few dear, dear friends who, and if they're listening to this, they're going to know who they are. They are the first person I call when things get tough, when I have to think through how I'm responding to something or what this next chapter means or making a big change in my life. Even if I haven't talked to them for months, I can pick up the phone and we can just go deep immediately. So who are those thought partners in your life? It's got to be someone you trust. It could be a mentor, it could be a mastermind group, or really it could be the dearest friend, just someone who's always there to help you really think through life the way that you want to be thinking of your life, the way that you want to envision where you're going. Someone to help hold the vision for what you sometimes have a hard time holding for yourself. And they can really see you and give you honest and loving feedback. So last is the S, and this is for systems, systems that hold you, systems that support you. Our lives fall apart without systems. We need some containers that make our lives feel more like dancing and less like juggling. So it can be a shared calendar. It can be a planning ritual. It can be your meal prep system. True confession, I have no meal prep system. I just kind of wing it when it comes to food in my house. But I do have a morning routine, and that's something that really holds me. It's a way that I start my day so that I feel grounded and centered in myself every day. So maybe it's a morning routine for you. Maybe it's an evening ritual. Maybe it's a once a week bookstore and coffee date with yourself. Whatever that is, a system, a rhythm to your life can really help hold you in a grounded way to stay connected to checking in with yourself and making sure that you are supporting yourself and structuring your life around what you want and what's important to you. And I know that when you're taking care of everyone else, it's really, really hard to do that. But even if you can weave in a small ritual, a small promise of a date with yourself to reconnect, and it doesn't have to be alone. Maybe part of your rhythm of a system is meeting a friend for coffee once a week or going to a yoga class or a walk together. Wherever you can introduce those systems of support that you're committed to showing up for and showing up for yourself, that can give your life a rhythm that reminds you of who you really are and where you're really going, especially when things become really complex. And with caretaking for others and being the woman in the middle, life can get complex. So I hope you liked this framework. I would love to hear from you if it's something that you experiment with. The root system really isn't about creating more discipline. I actually really think we have a lot of high expectations on ourselves, and I would never want to encourage you to make a long checklist of all the things you're supposed to do. And true confession, when I was in my 30s, I remember I actually made spreadsheets for self-care. Ugh, makes me a little dizzy and ill to think about it now because it's just not something that resonates with me anymore. But I would like print out spreadsheets of all the things I was going to do in a day to take care of myself, and that just doesn't feel supportive to me anymore. But if you can introduce maybe just one element this week into your life that feels supported, that feels like deep roots of self-care and support to you, and make it fun, make it feel good. It doesn't have to be the thing you think you should be doing. make it be the thing you really want to be doing, or the element or the energy that you would really like to bring into your life to feel good, to feel supported. I hope this helps. I'd love to hear from you if you decide to try any of this out. I'm always here for your feedback, and please go take care of yourself as the woman in the middle and allow people to help take care of you too. Have a great week. See you soon. Thanks so much for listening to Home After 50. If this episode resonated, I'd love it if you'd come hang out with me on Instagram. I am at It's Juli Ford, ITSJULIFORD. Just remember, no E on Julie. That's where I share ideas and behind the scenes about multi-generational living, real estate, business, and creating a next chapter that you love. And if you're curious about whether multi-generational living might be right for you, you can grab my free guide. It's in the link right in my Instagram bio. It's a simple way to get started imagining what's next. Because after 50, home isn't just a place, it's who we're becoming. See you next time.